All right. Oh, well, no, we're not quite live. Maybe we're live. It says we're live, but then it says, okay, now we're live. All right.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. Hello there.
Did your computer lie to you?
My computer lied to me like a rug. Just like a rug. Let's see. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll work on this. Just a second. Okay. So, comments.
Those are pretty colors.
All right, now I can see the comments. Okay, we are here at Oklahoma Swan Back today, Sally, Barbara, and Laura, and we decided to talk to you about
Hello.
gathering.
Yep.
Not gathering in a group like we are gathered here to talk about gathering. We're gathered to talk about gathering. So Laura's going to talk a little bit about gathering.
Okay.
And I'm going to get this other thing fixed here.
Well, there's several different ways that we can gather fabric. So, one of the first ways, which I'm going to be honest is my absolute least favorite way to gather, but I'll show you anyway. I can find a foot control. Oh, there it is.
Put your glasses on.
I couldn't see it because it's black on black.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to come into my machine and make my stitch length. I'm just doing a straight stitch. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change to a regular foot just in case I do something stupid.
You mean like trumpet?
No, I mean like do a zigzag on a foot that only has a single opening. Then I'd break a needle, and we all know it wouldn't be the first time, but okay. So I am going to use a straight stitch, and I'm going to edit my stitch, and I'm going to make the stitch length long.
Or a basting stitch, because some
Like a basting
machines
stitch, right.
have basting
And then-
stitch on them.
And I'm going to reduce my tension quite a bit, probably 1 whole degree. Okay. And then, bring it around. Now here's the thing. You want to raise your presser foot and bring out a long tail. The long tail is important. And then you want to sew the whole thing all over again, just right next to the one you've just sewn. So you're going to end up with 2 parallel lines of stitching. Remember, don't cut your thread yet. You need the long tail. Alright, so here I have my 2 parallel lines of stitching, and I have my top thread and my bottom thread. Now this works best if you pull the bottom thread. So mine are kind of twisted. I need to get them untwisted. And that's just a function of how they came off the machine, so I'm just make it a little easier.
Move up a little bit. There you go. That's better.
Okay. Alright, glasses. I need glasses to find my glasses.
There's a
Alright. So.
all in the drawer.
Alright, so there I'm separating the 2 threads. I've got one of them separated, and I'm coming over here, separating the other one. Now the black is my bottom thread, and this works better if you pull the bottom thread, but you're going to grab both of your bottom threads at the same time. Let's get this top thread out of the way.
I usually tie a knot at the
then-
other end
Well, I've sewn it onto a starter end
Oh, okay,
piece.
so then you can't pull it.
So, yeah.
That's
But
good.
I find, and then you pull,
Cause
and
you
you
don't
just-
wanna pull it so that,
and you just kind of coax it down. Now, it's working, but it's difficult. And I find when I do this, I invariably will break one of the threads.
well, I'm more likely to pull the thread all the way out from the other side of the fabric.
Well,
What-
I've done that too.
Did you set
But-
that, what did you set the, number at for
I
the
set
length
this-
of thread?
The stitch length is 5. It's the maximum that it
Oh,
would
that's
go.
as far as the go, okay.
So there's my gathering. But Sally's right. If you pull too hard, you can pull
Yeah,
your
it just
thread.
comes right
all
out,
the way
all
out.
the way.
And also, if it gets too stuck, you can end up breaking the bobbin thread. But then you have your thread, and you can move it along those stitches, and place your gathers wherever you like. But like I said, this is my least favorite method of gathering. Don't like it at all. Oh, see, I just pulled a little bit. It all came out. Okay.
You don't know your own strength.
So here's another way to gather. Now this one I do actually like. What did I do with that pin? There it is. Okay. I'm gonna take a piece of cording and I'm gonna go ahead and use the other side. So I'm taking a piece of cording and I am just going to pin the cording to my fabric. I'm going through the cording so that it doesn't come out. If I can get it, there we go. Okay, just like so. Now, I'm going to select a zigzag stitch.
Make sure you have a hole in your foot so that it'll zigzag. Don't use a single hole foot.
Correct, that's why I changed it from the 1/4 inch foot with a single hole. I could just see me having a problem. It wouldn't
Yeah,
be the
it
first
wouldn't
time.
be the first time.
And then I scream and I jump and Jeffrey laughs. Okay,
Yep.
so this is a zigzag stitch. Now, I can see where the center of the foot is. Oh, I just came out of my cording. Alright, let me do that again. I'm gonna do it this way. Because you want to make sure you hold the cording down. Nice and firm. Okay, so my cording isn't going anywhere. Now, with the center, unless you pull the pin out. Alright, we're gonna do this a different way. I'm gonna go back to my straight stitch for just a second. I'm gonna make the length itty bitty.
And put a couple of stitches in it so it stays put.
Yes. So I made my stitch length 0.5, and I'm just gonna stitch over the end, which is little bitty. I'm even gonna back stitch over it. Alright, good enough. Just pulling out the darn pin. Okay, now it's staying put. So, I have my cording. I'm gonna select a zigzag stitch. Now, you can tell by where I'm gonna put the foot down so you can see this. You see my foot is my cording is in the middle of my foot. Do you see where my needle is? It's way over here, quite a bit away from my cording. That's too much. I don't need that much extra space. So I'm going to make my width smaller until I get to where I'm just bigger than my cording. That looks pretty good. So that's 1.8 in width. Now all I have to do is hold my cording straight. And then just zigzag over the cording. Now you can use cording or you can use unwaxed dental floss. I like unwaxed dental floss because it doesn't break. But you do not want to use waxed dental floss because it can leave residue on whatever you're sewing. Okay. Now you just want to make sure that your zigzag is wider than your cording.
And you don't want to go through your cording, right?
You do not want to go through your cording. No, you're stitching over on both sides. So take your time, you don't have to rush this. Okay, I'm going to call that good enough. And so now you can see I have a zigzag stitch over my cording. Now, because I've tacked this end down, it's not going anywhere. I can pull on the cording, and it's very easy for me to just slide my gathers along my cording anywhere I want. And they move quite easily, and I'm not worried that I'm going to break the cording because it's pretty substantial. Likewise with dental floss, it's substantial enough you're not going to break it, unlike the two basting threads method, sometimes it breaks. And you can decide how much gathers you want and where you want them. I really like this technique for putting gathers on the sleeve cap or the bottom of an apron or something like that because it is so flexible and I can move and determine, okay, I just need a little bit of gathers or I need a bunch of gathers. So I like this technique.
So what size cording is that?
This is
8 weight, I think. Because
8
that
weight.
is,
this is Razzle.
so it's 8 weight.
8 weight, okay.
It's on the top of the spool, on the top ends.
No,
No, doesn't say that.
it's probably on the display. But I
I'm
don't
sure it's 8 weight.
It says 250 yards, Wonderfield Razzle. And this one says RZ 148, 100% rayon. That's all I have.
Okay, it's 8 weight.
But it's a good size.
Yeah.
So, I like that technique. Okay. And then, of course, when you have this and you're finished with your ruffle or your gather, you would then stitch this onto whatever you're going to be putting it on, and then you can take the cording out and your gathers stay in place.
Okay.
All right. Now, another thing we can do is use elastic thread. So see, this thread stretches. See? Now, you don't put this in the top of your machine. This goes in your bobbin, and you have to wind the bobbin by hand. So you come in here.
And don't stretch it when you put it on.
You're right. I try not to stretch it as much as possible because it's difficult. I mean, it's not difficult, but you have to be patient. Take your time. Okay. We're going to take out the bobbin that's in there. Now, I've never actually sewn with this, so Barbara's going to be the one giving me pointers on what to do. I'm going to put it through the tension discs just like normal. Yes?
Oh, we're trying to tax the brain now.
Well, let's try it. Let's see.
I'm
I
gonna
guess
say
you could,
no.
I would say no, but try it with tension
Try it
first.
with tension, see if it works.
Okay, so I put it through the tension discs, and I'm just gonna sew, right?
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
fancy. Straight stitch.
Yep.
Okay, straight stitch. Let's go ahead and make it a little longer. We'll make it a 3.5. Well, now what's interesting to me,
Well, I would use the cut knife.
my thread's still here. So I don't know how I got gathers, and I have thread there. But this thread for these gathers stretches. So as you sew it, and it is putting stitches in the elastic thread, so you're not going to lose your gathers. But I think, oh, I guess it did cut that off. Now let's try it without going through tension.
But don't use the thread cutter.
Okay. So we're
So
gonna
pull it up.
Put it in the little finger. I don't want to put it through
It's not gonna
there.
pull it up if it's down there. You have to,
Well, it has to be around this little finger.
yeah, that's true.
All right.
Run the needle down and pull the thread up, pull it up.
Okay.
So this is what you do, you run the needle down and pull it up. There it goes. So now pull it
Here's my
behind.
thread.
There you go, like the olden days.
All right.
Okay, now just put it behind and do not use the cutter.
Okay. And now just sew.
Correct.
Should I increase the tension?
Are you making
Don't
a
use the
stitch?
cutter. Okay.
Oh yeah, I made a stitch.
So I didn't get any gathers that time.
Yeah, I think you have to pull it, maybe.
Oh, when you pull it, it gathers nicely. And because it's stitched in,
It won't come out.
yeah, the gathers stay in place.
I can't see what you're doing.
I'm just pulling on the elastic thread and moving my gathers where I want them. Okay, I've never tried that before. Interesting. But I kind of like the way it looks. And I like that it still stretches.
Yeah.
Still flexible. When would you use this technique, Barbara?
I'd use it maybe on a cuff.
Yeah, cuffs,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can put it on and off.
I could see
Yeah.
that.
Adjustable
Like a-
waistband.
like
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Like
It's for the holidays.
Okay, yeah, for the holidays. Yeah, you've been to my house before. Okay, I'm gonna
You've
put
seen
my
me.
regular thread back in, and this one will go through tension. And then I wanna show you a couple more ways. Okay, I'm gonna take this foot off. This is just a standard zigzag foot. Nothing special. This is a gathering foot. So it's uneven in the back. Front edge is higher than the back edge. It's got a little slot in the middle of it. And it just hooks into your machine. This little ankle part goes in front. It just hooks in. Pardon my fingers. Oh, I've got the walking foot on, that's why it's not going. You have to take that off. And then it just snaps in nice and easy. You don't have to worry about this thread. Now, you will notice that there's a slit in the front of the foot. Everybody always asks me, well, what does that slit do? And my answer is, absolutely nothing. But it's a very important absolutely nothing. So first, let me show you what to do with the foot. You want to increase your tension. I'm going to go up to 7.5, 7.4. And then you want to increase your stitch length because your machine can gather just the distance between stitch points. So if your stitch points are this far apart, you can gather this much. If your stitch points are this far apart, you can gather this much. And so those two functions are what allow you to gather with this foot. So I have my stitch length maxed out at 5, and I've set my tension at 7.4, and I'm just gonna sew. I'm not putting any pressure on the white fabric. I'm just guiding it gently. Look at that. gathers, perfect gathers.
So it depends upon how much you want it to gather of how you set your tension.
Yes, so let me pop this, because I don't have any more fabric to play with. I'll pop it and I'll pull it out, and
Here.
then, oh, I'm fine.
Okay.
Good.
Button, top left, top right.
And what does that say? It said, where I said hello. Okay, so if I reduce my tension, let me take the tension, I'm keeping my stitch length the same. I'm going to reduce the tension to 6. And now I'm gonna sew. Still gathering, but if you recall the gathers we had just a little while ago, they were pretty close together. Now here, because I've reduced the tension, I have my gathers are further apart. It's a much looser gather. So you have to find the balance between the stitch length, which I always recommend at least 5 millimeters, so you have something to gather, and then the tension. So again, I can do the other side. We'll go back with a higher tension. And you can see it's gathering quite a bit more.
So you have to test it to see what you want.
Yes. Okay. So this was tension set at 6. This is tension set at 7.8. So you get a lot more gathers with more tension.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, remember that little slot that I said does absolutely nothing? But that it's an important nothing? I'm going to show you how we use that. Okay. I'm going to borrow this one. Alright, so this is my bottom fabric. I'm going to put it in the slot. And then I'm going to take the fabric I want to gather, and I'm going to put that underneath the foot, which is what I've been doing the whole time. The gathered fabric goes underneath the foot.
You want it right sides together, don't you?
Wrong sides to
No, right sides together.
no, because it's going to gather it onto the back, and I want to flip it down. So I want this to be the right side, and this to be the wrong side, right? Let me think. I have to put my brain in gear. That's trouble.
That is
So
trouble.
if it sews it down there and I do that. So no, this one needs to be wrong side down. And this one, so both of them are wrong side down. Wrong side up, sorry, wrong side up. Yes. So I'm gonna put,
No, because if you have, you're sewing them together.
Mhm.
So
This
now
is
those
right.
are being sewn together, right, one's wrong,
this is right. Trust me, I've got this.
no.
Okay, I'm gonna set my
Okay.
tension back down to 7. And then
But you can do it again right
I can
after
do-
this.
I'm pretty sure this is
I'm
right.
pretty sure that that's
Okay.
right side to wrong side.
So
but
it's gathering, and it's gathering, and it's stitching onto my fabric. Okay, now I'm gonna cut my thread. And so here I have my gather. Okay, well I wanted it to look like that.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly what you're planning on doing.
Well, I
You're
thought
putting
if
a
I flip
gather
it
on
down,
top. You were
it would-
putting a gather on top of another piece.
It's
That's
right.
what you were
Yeah,
trying to
yeah,
It,
do.
yeah.
it
That's right.
attaches together. Okay, so
Cut it. Here's a pair of
now I'm
scissors.
gonna take the thing out because I don't have very much fabric to play with on the gathering
No.
part. So we're gonna try again. I was so sure that was gonna work too. Okay, so this one does go right side down, and this one would go right side up then.
Yeah.
All right, so this is gonna go underneath
Unless you
my
wanted to
foot.
do what she was doing, where you're putting a little gather on top of another piece,
Yeah,
which would have been cute, really.
it
I
would
thought it was
have.
rather cute.
I thought it was cute too. All right,
I don't
so
think
the
that's what you were
fabric that
planning,
you are
though.
gathering goes underneath the foot. the fabric you want to gather onto goes in the little slot.
Correct. And now we're making a tiered skirt.
Okay, put my needle down. Your job is to simply guide the two fabrics without putting any tension on them.
And my job is to heckle.
Yeah, you're good at your job.
I'm excellent at it. Jimmy taught me.
Oh, well,
I
he's a master
wasn't good at
heckler
it
right there.
before.
Okay, so there's, okay, now this is making more sense. All right. Now, one thing I would recommend is moving your needle over. Right now my needle's in the center position and it doesn't give me very much of a seam allowance, and sometimes it can get away from you where you get a really tiny seam allowance. But if you move your needle over, you can get a larger seam allowance. So here you have your ruffle sewn onto your fabric, and look at that.
Move it up.
Ta-da!
There you go. That's even prettier.
That's pretty.
Yeah,
I like
very
it.
nice.
I'm not embarrassed by being wrong the first time.
No,
No,
I think
you
it's a
learn
good.
more.
But
You'll
I think it was
remember
a,
it
I
better
think
if
it
you
was a
make
good
mistake.
example because it's more obvious, and
Yeah.
it showed them how to do something that maybe they want to do. So
Yeah.
it wasn't
So-
completely incorrect anyway.
And then you could come back and top stitch this if you wanted to. Not with the gathering foot, with a regular foot. If you top stitch it with the gathering
It'll
foot,
gather it.
it'll gather it.
It'll gather it again.
That'd be pretty.
But you could put a regular foot on
And top stitch it down.
and top stitch it. Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but you get the idea.
Yeah.
And I have a large stitch length in here. If you were really gonna do a top stitch, you would put a smaller stitch length on there. But there you have it. All sewn together,
Very
nice and
nice.
pretty, and that's the gathering foot. And again, the gathering foot looks like this.
I'm back.
Okay.
All right.
There we go. All right, that's all I have.
All right. I told you it was going to be nice and sweet. I said we were going to be short and sweet today.
Oh, we were
Sorry,
short.
we're late. We had visitors, and just I know probably nobody's watching by now, but just a reminder, we're not the shop up the street that closed. That was SoPros. We get the calls
And
all
we're
the
not
time.
remodeling.
And we're not remodeling, and we're not we didn't move. Because I took a call today. Good afternoon. This is Sally Del Cajon Sewing Back. Hello, this is, I'm just calling. Did you move? No. Well, the shop I used to go to is closed now. Did you move? No. They retired. They closed. And we're still here, but we're
Always been
down
here.
the street. We've always been here. We're down the street. I don't know how far. Maybe a mile, would you say?
Oh, less
No,
than that. I think
no.
probably half a mile.
Half
Anyway.
a mile.
So we're down the street on the same side of the street. We're at the corner of First and Broadway in El Cajon. El Cajon. Not La Mesa, not San Diego, not Santee, not Chula Vista. El Cajon.
That's why we're called El
El Cajon
Sewing
Sewing
Back.
Back.
Yeah.
And also, yes, we sell sewing machines. That's why it's called Sew and Vac. We sell vacuums too. That's the vac part.
And fabric.
And
lots
fabric.
Of fabric.
But yeah, we don't have fabric in the name. We do sell fabric.
Oh, yeah, we
But
got good
anyway,
fabric.
lots of fabric, good fabric. Anyway, well, thanks for watching, and we will see you next week on Thursday. If you give us an idea of what you'd like us to talk about, but if you don't, then we'll just jabber on and.
We're so good at that.
Because
though.
we're an expert jabber-oners.
Yes,
Yep.
we
All right.
are.
Take care.
Bye.
Nice
Have a
to see
good
you.
day.
Bye. Extra.